And now we want to bring in Bo Erickson. He's joining us by phone to discuss what this means for Democratic nominee Joe Biden. Bo, Joe Biden met the president on the debate stage just a few days ago. The former vice president is expected to be tested today. A source familiar with the plan tells CBS News. So what's the Biden campaign saying about the president's test results?
Good morning. I'm actually already in Grand Rapids, where Joe Biden is scheduled as of right now to travel. But as you just said, one good source told me this morning that Biden is expected to be retested for coronavirus today. This is not something new for Joe Biden. He has been undergoing pretty frequent COVID testing, as I understand it. The campaign has been specifically clear about how often he has been tested, but when we have asked, he said, yes, he's been tested over. The big commitment from the campaign, however, though, is that if Joe Biden would ever test positive for COVID-19, then they would publicize the test result. This is a different situation coming from the Biden campaign than from a Trump campaign. The Biden campaign for months, to the disdain of some people, has really taken these precautions very seriously. They try to maintain social distance as much as possible while out on the trail. They also limit the group that they travel in, both of campaign staff and press that follow them. Today in Michigan and in past trips to battleground states in the past couple of weeks, they've only allowed as many people into these mostly outdoor events as they can fit in relation to the state rules in every one of these states regarding COVID-19 restrictions. So we're still trying to find out more, specifically if Joe Biden will travel to Michigan today, and I'm sure we'll let you know when we know more.
And Bo, are you hearing at all, you just pointed out the very, very severe restrictions that the Biden camp placed for not just the former vice president, but also those of you covering the campaign, for the supporters of the vice president. And all along, the campaign's message when it comes to COVID-19 has been to wear a mask, to socially distance, to stay at home if you don't have to do anything that is non-essential. My guess is going forward that, and they don't want to, obviously, we showed the tweet of the vice president and Senator Kamala Harris wishing President Trump and Melania Trump a speedy recovery and praying for them. But do you expect them to sort of reinforce this message? In other words, saying, look, this is what we told you all along should be the way that we behave. And frankly, will they use this as an opportunity to make the case, should they be elected, that this is how they would advise the country if they are elected?
That is the pitch, Vlad, correct. Joe Biden has taken pride in wearing his mask. He has taken pride in being kind of ribbed a little bit by President Trump and others by trying to, almost appearing overly cautious at times to avoid people. But this is what they were trying to prevent on their end. It's similar to how they approached the convention as well, when there was the shift by the Republicans in several different states and then back to just a virtual area. The Democrats at the time said that, well, we had been planning for this mostly virtual convention related to COVID-19. So in relation to today, they had been planning for potentially bad news, or trying to stop bad news from happening with a COVID-19 diagnosis. I also have to say that Ed O'Keefe and I are reporting that from multiple campaign sources that the Biden campaign manager, Jen O'Malley Dillon, sent an email to staff last night, and this is a private email, this is not public-facing, but she has reiterated that the #1 priority of the Biden campaign to her staff is to maintain safety, and she outlined that the campaign has been in constant consult with health experts, and they've tried to take every precaution to protect the vice president, Senator Harris, their spouses, and the staff as large. And at the end of this email, Vlad, the campaign manager, Jen O'Malley Dillon, asked the Biden campaign staffers to not post anything publicly about President Trump's COVID-19 diagnosis.
Yeah, that is really interesting. We had talked earlier with Major Garrett about just how the campaign would handle this, because this is not a time to gloat about such unfortunate information, but it could also be an opportunity for the Biden campaign. But you're right. Like, this is a campaign that essentially built itself from the ground up, taking into account the parameters of this pandemic, something that the Trump campaign has not done. And so we'll have to figure out a way to pivot when their candidate is not going to be able to travel. But that being said, their candidate is the President of the United States. And as you pointed out, Vlad, if he wants to talk to the nation will listen at a moment's notice. Bo, thank you so much.
Thank you.